thoughts and beliefs have been so far misconstrued from anything even close to what I believe. And
what did they misconstrue? You say Zionism is sexy, like you should be ashamed of yourself. In a normal world, normal human beings would be. In a normal world, human beings with a heart would be embarrassed. Did you see Noah Schnapp apologizing? He didn't even apologize. He literally just started gaslighting people and saying his words were misconstrued. I don't know how you can misconstrue the Zionist pin. No, we'll talk about that too. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about what that spells. Okay, I think it's actually there's always a little bit of a silver lining from situations like that. The fact that someone like Noah Schnapp is like being forced to capitulate is unironically not a bad thing. Like Netflix is literally, that means Netflix is seeing how mad people get at someone who just openly is openly just salivating at the thought of Palestinian genocide, which of course is, when you think about it from like a pure morality framework, you're like, that's nothing. Like, what are you talking about? He should be like, he should lose his job in a normal situation. And that's probably correct, except this has never happened for Israel. Okay. There has never been a moment. It's like having to apologize for defending and being really aggro about like the Iraq war in 2004. Okay. That would have never happened. That would have never been expected. If anything, people who actually, you know what? Let's do the Noah Schnapp story first. The idea that like someone in 2004 would have to apologize for being incredibly horny about America going to war in Iraq would have been unimaginable. Okay. Because the environment that we have had, the politics that we have had in the United States of America in perpetuity has always been that you can say whatever you want in support of Israel, and you can't really say anything in support of Palestine without having a serious threat to your economic circumstances. Like, you will most likely lose your job. I'm sorry, that is the case. And to this day, it's still kind of the case. Okay. I mean, there are still plenty of people that are losing their jobs, that are getting fired specifically for being pro-Palestine, not even like being anti-Semitic or anything, which is valid, right? If you're being anti-Semitic, then yeah, it's valid that people are like, well, gross, I don't want to be around an anti-Semite. But straight up, the conflation between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism, and the fact that if you are Muslim, Arab, pro-Palestinian of any sort, losing your job becomes a real likelihood. And there are famous examples of this, like Melissa Barrera. Okay, it 100% wasn't because of Netflix. Brett Gelman is also on Stranger Things and 100 times worse than Noah when it comes to this. I think Noah's position in I don't watch Stranger Things, okay, so I don't really know, but I will say this much. I assume that it's because Noah's more prominent than Brett Gelman on Stranger Things, right? Is Brett Gelman that prominent? And also Noah is like, one, way more important of a figurehead, two, of the entire genre, and two, younger too. So like he probably, or his management probably recognizes how his audience perceives this. It definitely impacts his future prospects. Brett Gelman does not have the same long-standing career prospects that Noah Schnapp is going to have, or is supposed to have after Stranger Things, right? This is the most important IP that Netflix maintains currently. So let's take a look at the this is from Fire Noah Schnapp. Not Noah Schnapp conveniently making an apology video the week Stranger Things returns to filming. You're not slick. We all know they made you say this. Okay, so let's take a look at this YouTube apology for being incredibly horny about doing genocide. Okay, make no mistake. This person, for those of you who don't know, is one of the main characters of Stranger Things. Stranger Things, for those of you who don't know, is Netflix's most important IP. It's their most successful IP, okay? We're talking like people are buying or maintaining their Netflix subscriptions specifically to watch this, according to their internal revenue metrics and things of that nature. I don't know. I personally don't know. I never watched it. Anyway, so that's like really, really important for them, okay? It's really, really important for them. Noah Schnapp has done a shit ton of gross, weird things since October 7, and has gone above and beyond in defending Israel's genocidal actions in a way that, of course, is at odds with the main fan base of Stranger Things. Why is it at odds with the main fan base of Stranger Things? Because once you hit the under 44 demographic, people have a very different perspective on Israel-Palestine. The diametrical opposite of the framework or the perspective that people have on Israel-Palestine as the older generations. Okay? So when you look at millennials and you look at Zoomers and you look at Gen Alpha, they are not pro-Israel. Noah, on the other hand, of course, is. So I think that's something that people have to consider when thinking about like how out of pocket this was. Not to be pedantic, but 44-year-olds ain't millennials. No, but I'm not even talking about 44-year-olds. I'm saying like that's the cutoff. Obviously, the younger the demographics are, the more they are on the side of Palestine. For obvious reasons, we talked about it quite a bit. If your media diet consists of a variety of different social media platforms that you get your information from, sometimes directly from Palestinians themselves, this is a information that is never featured in mainstream media, very rarely featured in mainstream media. So obviously you're going to have a very different opinion on what's going on because you have access to the broader truth on the ground, right? So, so yeah, I mean, he was doing this. He was like, he didn't go as hard as Brett Gelman did, but he definitely was going pretty hard on the pro-Israel stuff. I mean, do you guys have any additional stuff that he did? I can't before I get into his apology, I want to look at more of the things that he did. But I just remember him just like constantly pumping up like, you know, Israel's under attack and you know, things of this nature. Like you either stand with Noah Schnapp shares statement on Israel-Palestine. You either stand with Israel or you stand with terrorism. It shouldn't be a difficult choice. Shame on you. As a Jewish American, I'm afraid of my brothers and sisters in Israel who have been senselessly attacked by Hamas. I'm truly heartbroken to see the brutal murders of innocent children, women, and soldiers fighting to defend themselves. I, like others, want peace for both Palestinians and Israelis. Let's stop the rhetoric and choosing sides. Instead, we must recognize that we're all on the side of fight against terrorism. Choose humanity over violence. He was also liking all of Amy Schumer's like psychotic posts. Like there was a brief moment where there was like some collective brain rot occurring on the Zionist side that you know people really have dialed back now, I guess. But yeah, Noah Schnapp liked this video, if you guys recall, this wonderful video.
Inshallah, Allah will kill you all infidels.
Thank you so much for joining us. Love the headpiece, the all oppression chic. Very drip.
Oh, that's right. Hamas. We love Hamas. We are gay. We are homosexual. And we love Hamas here at Antisemitism University. Antisemity. This, honestly, in my opinion, in my brain, has more space than Saltburn did. And I watched Saltburn last night. I constantly think about the Columbia Antisemity. It's one of the greatest sketches of all time. Okay? This is like, you can point to this as a separate war crime to be tried at the ICC and the ICJ. Do you understand? It's so bad. It's so grotesque. It's so abhorrent to like try to make this seem appear as like it's comedy or even remotely comedic. Honestly, it's up there. It's up there with like many of Israel's other actions. Okay? It's really, really bad. 5,000 kids died around the time they released this shit. Oh yeah. Don't worry. I know. And that number is at like in the 12,000s now. And by the way, the genocide is still ongoing. For those of you who are oblivious or unfamiliar, it's still ongoing. Anyway, he's a Zionist, literally never denied it before. If anything, he confirmed he was literally taking pictures with the Israeli military while he was visiting. Him running around and talking about how like it's sexy. Zionism is sexy. Zionism is cool. Like that kind of stuff is way worse. I don't know what this yeah, him saying he's pro-Israel is normal. Of course he's going to say that. It is that. He is a Zionist. Of course he's pro-Israel. Anyway, yeah. Takes like you either stand with Israel or you stand with Zionism. Dude, couldn't even get myself to say it. You either stand with Israel or you stand with terrorism. It shouldn't be a difficult choice. Shame on you. It's like a way worse pose than anything else, okay? It's so much worse. Anyway, so people obviously understandably yelled at him for this weird ass psychotic nonsense that he was doing. in defense of Israel. So now, right before Stranger Things season 5 comes out, here is his apology.
Hey guys, it's Noah. I just wanted to come on here super briefly just to discuss everything that's been going on online. I feel like my thoughts and beliefs have been so far misconstrued from anything even close to what I believe. And
What did they misconstrue? You said Zionism is sexy, as like 10,000 children had been mercilessly slaughtered by Israel. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself. In a normal world, normal human beings would be. Okay? In a normal world, human beings with a heart would be embarrassed. That's it. Would be embarrassed to openly state that they are in support of the genocidal fascist apartheid regime of Israel. Now, the funniest part about this is that this is why there's a concept such as progressive accept Palestine, right? A lot of people can get away with like presenting themselves as bastions of morality and arbiters of good and progressive people in general until it comes to Israel. And then they become genocidal, bloodthirsty monsters in their defense of Israel's genocidal apartheid regime and all of the violence it takes to maintain said genocidal apartheid project. Okay? That's the case. That's the case here. That's the case with many defenders of Israel. Okay? Smart Panda says, I was a staunch Zionist at 19. It takes time, a ton of education, emotional intelligence to break through the years and years of propaganda that is being Jewish in America. I understand that. You want to know why I understand that better than anyone else? Because I'm Turkish and I went to Turkish school. And what does that mean? That means I learned that the Armenian genocide was a lie my entire childhood. Now, of course, I never really thought that this was a real thing, okay? Like, I never really thought that that education was correct because I was a lot more skeptical of what I was being taught from the jump. I guess I had a bit of a anarchist streak in me early on, but the very same methods applied in that education is the exact same thing that I see in Israel's Hasbara propaganda. The difference, of course, is that the Armenian genocide happened, and it happened years ago, and it's not happening right now. Well, with the help of Israel and Azerbaijan, a newer version of that did happen. But what I mean is, like the OG Armenian genocide, it happened, okay? The idea that it is being continued in the exact same way on camera in front of everyone to thunderous applause is ridiculous, okay? But Israel continues to do it. I thought I saw you wince when you played the video of the shower. Yeah. There is no moment in time, in my opinion, where it is appropriate to be like, no, actually, Israel's apartheid state is totally morally permissible, totally righteous, and it's awesome. Why do people say that you deny the Armenian genocide? Genuinely don't know? Because they're stupid. Like, what do you mean? They just want to shit stir and smear and lie to their fan base because I'm Turkish. It's not a meme because they're liars. There's no easier way to explain it. I'm Turkish, they're racist, their audience is most likely racist, or at least completely oblivious to what my position is, so it makes them feel better. It gives them more moral permission to shit on me. They do this now, which is also laughable, with Kurds as well. This is another thing that I've found out. Guys, this is now officially the Hasan denies the Armenian genocide version, but for Kurds. Now they're also saying Hasan does not support Kurdish people, okay? Which is so fucking laughable. The notion that I am anti-Kurdish is hilarious. I criticize the Turkish government routinely, okay? Routinely, which is so funny that people are saying that I'm anti-Kurdish. Kurdish people don't believe that, which is why it's really funny, okay? And I'm also notoriously good friends with someone who literally went to Rojava and fought, okay, alongside the Kurdish militias there. I had him on the fucking broadcast like 2 weeks ago. So the idea that I am anti-Kurdish or have denied the Armenian genocide is fucking laughable. but it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter to the fan base. They just think that that is a thing that people believe. Okay? Let's get back to Stranger Things star Noah Schnapp tells Instagram followers to choose humanity over violence amid Israel-Hamas war, says The Hollywood Reporter. This was on October 11th. And now we are in January 16th, and here's what his response is.
Hey guys, it's Noah. I just wanted to come on here super briefly just to discuss everything that's been going on online. I feel like my thoughts and beliefs have been so far misconstrued from anything even close to what I believe. And I wanted to just state from my heart how I feel. I only want peace and safety and security for all innocent people affected by this conflict. I've had many open discussions with friends from Palestinian background, and I think those are very important conversations to have, and I've learned a lot. And one of the takeaways I've had is that we all hope for the same things. That
dude, oh my God, this is bad. This is a very bad apology. It's not. He is. How is this guy a good actor? Like, how is he one of the main? He is so bad at acting, bro. First of all, I highly doubt that any fucking Palestinian or someone of a Palestinian background, other than those like weird hyper Zionist Palestinian accounts on Twitter, is talking to this dude. Okay, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what is it, like Zia or whatever? Like the guy who's like, I'm a Palestinian poet, and I think it's so sick that Israel killed my entire family. I think they deserve to die. Hamas is way more dangerous for the Palestinians than the genocidal nuclear state that has maintained an apartheid regime and an occupation, a military occupation over myself and my family for 75 years. Okay, like, yeah, he's like, I talked to a bunch of Palestinians, including the son of Hamas. The guy who's like, I am son of Hamas, and I am here to tell you, Hamas is most dangerous for America. I don't even know what his accent actually is like, the son of Hamas guy, because I've just never listened to him. Anytime someone sends me a video of his to be like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I'm not watching that shit. You can put a gun to my fucking head, and I'm not watching that. Okay?
being those innocent people still being held hostage in Gaza to be returned to their families, and equally hope for an end to the loss of innocent life in Palestine. So many of those people being women and children, and it's horrible to see.
Damn, is it, dude? I thought that was sexy though. What was it? Was it what was it? Was it is there like a turning point for him? Was it like 12,000 children massacred by Israel where he was like, okay, now that we reached 12,001 children being murdered by Israel, now it's time, maybe Zionism not so sexy. Is that what happened?
And I think anyone with any ounce of humanity would hope for an end to the hostility on both sides.
Yeah, he's having a genocidal post-nut clarity. He's like, dude, I nutted too hard, and I realized maybe it's not appropriate.
I stand against any killing of any innocent people, and I hope you guys all do too. And I just hope to one day see those two groups be able to live harmoniously together in that region, and I hope...
Damn, bro, he said one state now. He said one state solution now. This is really like someone trying to protect themselves. He's way too calm and weird. It's so creepy. What the fuck, man? He's afraid crying. Yeah, dude, no, it's just like, yeah, he's trying to do like a little bit of cleanup PR, okay? Oh, yeah. Listen, bro, and I've been saying this is October 10, pretty much. If you're pro hostages being released back into Israel, then you should be literally yelling at the Israeli government, not Hamas, the Israeli government, okay? Because currently, as it stands, even if Hamas tomorrow was like, we have decided we are not fighting, we are so sorry, bro, and like we're releasing all the hostages, they couldn't do it logistically because the bombing campaign has never stopped. Okay, the people, the group most responsible for the death and destruction that befalls the hostages is the Israeli occupying force. Okay, your Arab accent sounds hella Iranian. I know. I've been doing too much like Shaw writer commentary, making fun of like the Iranian supporters of the Shah, that like I got stuck on that a little bit. Yeah, it did stop though for like 10 whole minutes, and then they released the hostages. Exactly. He actually never apologized. He actually apologized, and he never says innocent people he's talking about. Dude is trying to save the rating for the new season.
For 2024 online, to see people be a little more understanding and compassionate and recognize that we're all human, regardless of our race, of our ethnicity, of our background, of
Shah supporters are calling you racist. Yeah, dude. I am famously, yeah.
our country of birth, of our even our sexuality, of anything. We are all human and we're all the same. And we should all love each other for that and support each other and stand together. And stand together for humanity and for peace.
What the fuck? Oh,
And I
no.
hope for 2024 online to see people be a little more understanding and compassionate and recognize that we're all human, regardless of our race, of our ethnicity, of our background, of our country of birth, of our even our sex.
By the way, I noticed that the Shah Iranians are zealot Zionist supporters in the UK in an extreme way. Shocked to find out that the people that were in defense of a propped up Shah by the West are still in defense of awful, violent, pro-Western positions. It's just it's crazy. I mean, that's what it is. It's just a continuation of the same shit, you know?